Hi, hello students. How are you doing? So hope you are great. I am also fine and sound. So once again, I am back here to start our reading C of our unit 1. So in our previous videos, we have completed reading A and reading B lessons and even paragraph questions, textbook questions. I have given clear instructions how to write paragraph questions in workbook and for the questions that are given at the end of each lesson in the textbook. Okay. So in this session, we are going to discuss the lesson I will do it. See, it is third lesson of our first unit, and this lesson is about an extraordinary personality. See, after you listen this lesson, you will feel really wonder and amazing because the person whom we are going to discuss came from a very poor family, but in future he had become a powerful personality. He was just an ordinary man, an usual man, but had become an extraordinary man. And he was no background, he has no background. His parents are just ordinary common people, but he has become one of the greatest personalities in the world. And one more thing, his father was just a school teacher, but he has become a CEO of world famous company. So these are his descriptions. See, from an ordinary situation to extraordinary situation, from no background to bagging many awards. He was unknown to many people in his own village. Listen carefully. He was unknown to many people in his native own village, but later he has gained worldwide recognition. So how is it possible? So he is the source of inspiration for today's generation. So he already motivated millions of people across the globe, and he is none other than N.R. Narayana Murthy. The full name is Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy, the founder of Infosys. I hope you might have heard of the name Infosys. So it is one of the leading IT companies in the world, not only in India. It is one of the leading, most famous, reputed companies across the world, and he has gained worldwide recognition by establishing that company. So he was the founder of Infosys, the world's leading company. So we are going to talk about such great personality today. So open your textbooks and turn your pages to reading C, and the lesson name is, you can see on the screen, I will do it. So the speaker of this line is none other than Narayana Murthy. See, once in his life, he actually wanted to join in IIT, but due to his financial background, due to his father's financial status, he was unable to join in IIT. That is why he compromised and he settled down by joining in a local engineering college in Mysore. See, at that time he told this, I will do it. So no matter if I go to IIT or no matter if I don't go to IIT, but I will do it. So it refers to success. I will achieve my success definitely, irrespective of my college. Even if I go to IIT or even if I don't study in IIT, I am going to do that. I am going to crack it and achieve it surely. So he is telling that line with much confidence. So we are going to discuss today in briefly about such inspirational personality. Shall we start? Shall we begin? So first paragraph of the lesson, I will do it. He was short, he was sharp. He was the brightest boy in his class. His seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd, but once you asked him a question related to physics or maths, there was a spark in his eyes. He could grasp theories of science faster than the speed of light. So this is the first paragraph, and the first line begins like he was short. So here the word he refers to N.R. Narayana Murthy. I am writing name here simply Narayana Murthy. Full name is Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy. So Murthy was short. It means he was not as tall as other people in his village or other students in his school. So he was short and not tall. Even though he was short, he was sharp. It is in the second line. So what do you mean by sharp here? So sharp here is nothing but quick to notice. Quick to notice or understand things. Quick to notice or understand things. He was a short guy, a short boy, but he can notice anything. He can observe anything. He can understand anything quickly. So he is very fast. In other words, we can say he is so smart. He is very clever and intelligent student. So the word that suits for sharp is intelligent, clever, smart student. So who was sharp here? None other than N.R. Narayana Murthy. He was short, but he was intelligent student. He was the brightest boy in his class. It means no other boys in his class are as clever as Narayana Murthy. He was the ultimate bright boy, the brightest boy in his class. So nobody can match him. Nobody is as bright as Narayana Murthy. And to prove that, the author has mentioned one evidence how clever he is, how bright he is. See, it is in the next line. His seniors. If you imagine, let us imagine Narayana Murthy was studying 10th class. Then students who are studying intermediate first year or second year will come to this 10th class student, Narayana Murthy, and they will request him to solve their questions related to maths or physics. Is it possible? Will it happen anywhere? So juniors usually go to seniors to solve their difficult problems in their difficult subjects. But here, the reverse, the vice versa thing happens. Seniors are coming to junior. Who is junior here? Narayana Murthy was junior, and he was just in his 10th standard. But intermediate studying students are coming to the 10th class student, and they were asking him, requesting him to solve their difficult problems. Isn't that so surprising? Even though he was a junior, he could able to solve his seniors' problems in science especially. So his interest area is regarding science. So he is that much bright student, that much clever student. This is the proof. In the previous line, the author has told that he was the brightest boy in his class. What is the proof? This is the proof. What? Seniors used to ask this boy to solve their difficult problems in science. And next line, he could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. In a crowd here means not in a group of people. Actually crowd means group of people, but here crowd means in a class. There will be many students in a class, but he could not be noticed. It means his friends or his teachers could not notice him easily. And do remember one thing, teachers or anybody else could not remember or could not notice him. It is not because he was short. It is because he was always silent. He could have gone unnoticed means, here the word unnoticed means he usually remains silent in class. He usually remains silent in class. So he usually remains quiet. He usually remains silent in class. See, if somebody is very silent, then we cannot recognize him if that person is in class. We may get doubt if he is or she is in the class. In the same way, Murthy remains always silent in the class. That is why he could not be noticed by anyone. Teachers or his fellow students, fellow classmates could not notice him. See, remember, not because he was short, it is because he was always silent. He was so quiet in the class, that is why nobody can notice him. But when we can notice him, if you ask a question related to maths or physics, because he was very much interested in these two subjects. So if a teacher or if somebody asks a doubt related to maths or physics, what happens then? There will be a spark in his eyes. So here, spark doesn't mean that his eyes will shine. Let us read that sentence. If you ask a question related to physics or maths, there was a spark in his eyes. So here the word spark means a feeling of excitement. A feeling of excitement. This is the meaning of the word spark. So it doesn't mean that his eyes will shine brilliantly. It means he will be filled with excitement because he was so curious to answer that question. Before nobody else could answer, he will answer that doubt. He will answer that question related to science or mathematics. See, if he is in crowd or if he is in class, we cannot notice him because he remains silent. But if you ask a question related to maths or physics, then we can easily notice him because the first answer comes from his mouth. First time, immediately as soon as you ask the question, the answer comes through whose mouth? N.R. Narayana Murthy's mouth. Then we can easily notice that person is none other than N.R. Murthy, Narayana Murthy. So here spark means excitement. Why will he be filled with excitement? To answer that question which was asked regarding science or maths. And last three lines of the first passage. What does it mean? He could grasp theories of science faster than the speed of light. So here there is a word grasp. Grasp means to understand. To understand something. Especially that is difficult. You can add that meaning also. So here the word grasp means to understand simply. To understand something, especially something which is difficult. So he can understand difficult theories, difficult concepts faster than the speed of light. You already know speed of light because you might have come across in your physics class. It is like 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, I think. But it doesn't really mean that he can learn or he can understand really faster than the speed of light. It means he is very quick. He is so faster in understanding the theories. So it doesn't mean, don't think that he can really learn faster than the speed of light. So speed of light happens or it travels in a fraction of seconds. See, if in a dark room, if you switch on the light, then immediately within fraction of seconds, the light spread all over the room. But with that speed, he cannot learn, of course. Here, just the author has taken that to compare just. To tell that the author intention here is, he is so quick in understanding the theories of science or difficult concepts in maths. Okay. So here, his speed or his quickness is compared to the speed of light. So it doesn't mean that he really can learn or can understand faster than or the speed of light. So he is so quick. The thing you must remember is, he is very quick to learn, to understand the difficult concepts and theories of science. So this is the theme of the first passage. So he was short, he was sharp, he was the brightest boy. We cannot notice him unless you ask a question related to maths or physics. When you ask that question, there will be a spark. He will be filled. He will be so excited to answer that question, and he can understand the theories of science faster than the speed of light. So this is meaning in the first passage. Hope you understand. Let us move on to second passage. He came from a poor but educated family. So here again the word he refers to Murthy, N.R. Narayana Murthy. So as I already told in the introduction part that he came from a poor family. Even though their family is poor, their family is an educated family. Their family is well educated family. All people, all members in their family are well educated, highly qualified people. Right, next, his father was a high school teacher and an avid reader of English literature. Here his father refers to Murthy's father. So he was a high school teacher, as I already told you, and he is an avid reader. So here not Murthy, Murthy's father name has not been given here. You have to just simply remember Murthy's father was an avid reader. So what do you mean by avid? What is the meaning of the word avid? Can you guess out? So avid means enthusiastic or keen, or simply you can say very much interested. Who was very much interested? Murthy's father was very much interested. In what? In reading English literature. So he loves to read English literature. What does literature mean? I am writing the meaning of literature here. Literature means books or plays or poems related to a particular language. Telugu literature is there. It means books in Telugu. Plays means dramas, skits, not games, and poems in Telugu. English literature means books related to English. Plays means dramas, skits related to English, and poems related to English. So he is an avid reader of English literature. So here Narayana Murthy's father was very much interested to read English books, dramas, skits, plays, or English poems. So he totally loves English language. Next, second line, second part. He. So here the word he refers to Murthy, not father. So the information about his father is over. What is information about his father? His father was a high school teacher and he was very keen. Keen means very curious, very interested, totally loved to read English literature. So the information about father is over. Now information about the son, Murthy. So what the author is trying to convey here? He, like all the boys in his class. So don't be confused that he loves all the boys. There is a comma after the word he. So don't think that he likes all the boys. He loves all the boys in his class. The meaning is not that one. Here he is compared with the remaining boys in the class. See, he was trying to get admission. Just remove the information which is in between two commas so that you will understand the meaning of the sentence very easily. If you remove like all the boys in his class, read remaining sentence. He was trying to get admission into some engineering college like all the boys in his class. Now put that phrase at the end of the sentence. He was trying to get admission. He wants to join into some engineering college like all the boys in his class. It means everybody in their class were trying to join, trying to get admission into some engineering college because they all wanted to become engineers, so they are desiring to join in an engineering college. Every boy, and he was also driven by the same desire. He also got the same desire, Murthy. So he also wants to join into some engineering college like other boys in his class. That is the meaning of that line. So it doesn't mean that he likes all the boys. Last line, the brighter ones. So here the word brighter ones refer to the clever students. The smart and intelligent students wanted to study in the Indian Institute of Technologies. It is in the next page. So let us move on to the next page. What is in the next page? So the brighter ones always wanted to join in the Indian Institutes of Technology, are simply called as IITs. IITs. So IIT stands for Indian Institute of Technology. I hope you are very familiar, you are aware of what an IIT is. So IITs are the best known institutions to pursue to study engineering course in our country. So no other college is as good as IITs in India to study engineering. So if one wants to settle down as an engineer in his or her career, then their aim should be to study or to get admission in IIT, because they are the topmost colleges. They are the famous and best colleges to study engineering in India. That is why all boys are desiring now to get admission. Who are the all boys? Murthy and his classmates as well were trying to get admission into some IIT college. So here, why are they trying to get admission into IITs alone? So you have to remember, because sometimes you might have been asked this question in exams. Why is Murthy trying to get admission in IIT only? Because IITs are the best colleges to study engineering. So you might be able to answer. Okay. Next, let us move on further. There was an entrance test for IIT. This boy, along with his friends, applied to appear for the test. They did not have any special books or coaching. All these IIT aspirants would sit below the shade of a stone mandap close to Chamundi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. He was the guide for the others, while the others struggled to solve the problems in the question paper. He would smile shyly and solve them in no time. He sat alone below a tree and dreamt of studying at IIT. It was the ultimate aim for any bright boy at that age, as it still is today. He was then 16 years old. So this is the second passage. I have read out completely. Let us go for the explanations. So already beginning part has been explained, right? So all the brighter ones wanted to study in IIT because they are the best colleges to study engineering, and Murthy was also trying to get admission like all the other boys in his class. And if you want to join in IIT, you cannot directly approach the college and fill the admission form to get admission. So they will not offer you admission based on the fees. If you pay fees, then you are not admitted to that college. There will be an entrance test, and one needs to clear that entrance test. One needs to get a good merit in that entrance test, so that such type of students who got good merit, who passed with high rank, will be selected to get admission into these IITs. So even if you pay lakhs of fees, they won't consider you, or they won't give admission to you. You might be able to pay some crores, but you will not be offered admission. If and only if you crack the exam with a high rank, then you will be admitted into that college. So there was an entrance test to join in IIT college. Now everybody started preparation for this IIT entrance test, because they know their aim, they know their ambition. Their aim is to get high rank in the entrance test and to achieve the admission in the IIT. So in order to achieve that, they started their preparation. So who started? Murthy and his fellow students, fellow classmates started preparing for the IIT entrance test. So they have applied for the exam. His friends and Murthy as well applied to appear for the test. Here the word appear means to attend for the test, to participate, to write the test. So after applying for the examination, they have got quite good time to prepare. Before writing exam, they got much time for preparation. Now they started preparation, but they did not have any special books or coaching, which is in the second line. See, they refers to all boys, including Murthy. They did not have any special books or coaching. So you are much more better than them because you have special books, materials, manuals, you have good teachers, you have good guides, but they don't have good teachers, they don't have good books, good institutions, good coaching. So they started preparation themselves. They don't have any coach, any guide. See, it is clearly mentioned in the second line. They did not have any special books to prepare for the exam. See, in the high cities, in a big cities and towns, most people will also prepare for the examination with special books and coaching. But these boys are in rural area, they are in Mysore, but they don't have any special books or coaching. So what they are doing now? Third line. All these IIT aspirants. So what is the word aspirant mean? Children, let us discuss meaning of the word aspirant. So aspirant means someone who very much wants to achieve something. Someone who very much wants to achieve something. So this is the meaning. Someone who has a great passion, a strong desire to achieve something. Even you can consider that is also meaning for the word aspirant. So someone who has a strong desire to achieve something, to do something. So now, what is Murthy's passion? To get admission in IIT. So that is why they are called as IIT aspirants. You can see that clearly in the third line. IIT aspirants, they had a strong passion towards IIT. At any cost, they want to get admission in IIT. That is why author called them as IIT aspirant, because they very much want to achieve admission in IIT. So such type of persons are called aspirant. See, if I very much wants to watch movie, then I will be called as movie aspirant. If I want to play kabaddi badly, then I will be called as kabaddi aspirant. So they are which aspirants? IIT aspirants, because they had a strong passion and a desire to get admission in IIT. So all these IIT aspirants are none other than Murthy and his friends and his classmates. Where they would sit? They would sit below the shade of a stone mandap. Let us understand the word mandap. So mandap means the porch of a temple. The porch of a temple, or a temple's porch. What does porch mean? Veranda or a corridor. Veranda, right? The empty place that will be in front of houses, in front of halls. So corridors or verandas is called porch of a temple. So this is the place they have selected to sit and prepare for the examination. And here the porch of a temple is built with stones. For better understanding, you can see the picture on the screen. So it is the stone mandap. It is built with stones. A temple's porch, you can clearly see in the picture. So they used to sit in the temple, especially in the corridor, in the veranda of that stone built temple, and they will be preparing for their IIT entrance test. And where was that stone built temple? It was very close. Here the word close means near. That stone built temple was very near, or their preparation place, in other words. It was very near to Chamundi Hills. You can find that in Mysore city. So they used to sit below the stone mandap, which is near to Chamundi Hills, and that is in the sleepy town of Mysore. If you observe carefully the phrase sleepy town, what does it mean? Why they have called Mysore as a sleepy town? Do you mean all the people in the village or all the people in Mysore were sleeping? So what does it mean? Why did the author mention that word sleepy? So here sleepy town means a place or a town where nothing exciting happens. No exciting things will occur there. Everything will be routine. All the people were so busy doing their daily routine. So nothing interesting, nothing exciting things happen there. It will be everything routine. Nothing out of ordinary, nothing out of routine happens in that place. So everything will be routine, so boring. No excitement, no interesting, no enthusiasm will be in that place. And such type of places are called sleepy places. So here, which is the sleepy town mentioned in the passage? Mysore is the sleepy town because nothing exciting happens in Mysore. So that is the meaning of sleepy town of Mysore. So what is in the sleepy town of Mysore? Chamundi Hills. What is near the Chamundi Hills? A temple. And what will happen in the porch, in the veranda of that temple? Murthy and his classmates would sit under the shade or in the shade of the temple, and they would prepare for their IIT entrance test. See, while preparation was going on, Murthy was guide for others. Guide means the person who advises. I am writing, or simply teacher. Here guide means a teacher or a person who advises. See, one of the students is acting like teacher to other students. See, Murthy was also a teacher and remaining friends were his classmates, but he was the brightest student among every one of them. He was brighter than any other students in their class. That is why he was acting as a teacher. He was trying to explain them the difficult problems and finding and helping them to find solutions for their difficulties in science and mathematics. So he was the teacher. He was the advisor and instructor for other students. While the others means Murthy's friends, they are struggling a lot. They could not solve problems. They were struggling to find out correct solutions for the problems in the practice question papers. See, the only thing that they have to prepare is practice previous question papers. They used it to practice the exam papers which were given in the previous years. So they were struggling a lot to find out correct solutions for that, but Murthy was acting as a teacher and helping them to solve those difficult problems. So while others were struggling to solve, what would he do? What would the person Narayana Murthy do? He would smile shyly. So the word shyly has been given. Why would he smile shyly? You have to remember that he was an introvert person. So here shyly means nervously. So it is an adverb. Shyly means nervously or uncomfortably. He was not feeling comfort. He was filled with nervous. So nervously, uncomfortably, he felt shy. He was so shy and nervous. Why? Because by birth, it was his instinctive behavior. Since his childhood, he was so shy. He doesn't want to spend time with anybody else. Even if he spends, he won't talk much with others. Even if he is present among the gang, among the group of students, he won't talk much. And such type of people are called introvert. They always remain silent. In the beginning passage, I told that he was an introvert. Introvert means a person who doesn't enjoy being with others, who is unwilling to spend time with others. So Murthy is such type of student. Even they are his own classmates, friends, but he doesn't want to talk much with them. That is why he was so shy and nervous. So he would smile shyly and he would solve those problems in no time. In no time means without taking much time. Very quickly. So as soon as he sees the questions in the question paper, he would solve them very quickly. As I already told that he was very quick in understanding, very quick in noticing or observing things. So he used to solve the problems within no time. It means very quickly he will solve all the problems. But what about others? They were struggling hard, but he was not at all struggling. He was doing with much ease, simply, right? So it seems a big surprise for other students when they watch his solving the problems. Okay, let us move on. He sat alone below a tree. See, when the preparation has come to an end in the evening, everybody will leave that place. Everybody will go away from the temple to their respective houses, but he will continue his seat in the same place. He will sit in the porch, in the veranda of the temple, and he will go into dreams. What will he dream of? He dreamt of studying in IIT. He is getting dreams as if he was already got admission in IIT and he was already studying in the IIT. Actually, he didn't get that admission yet. He has not even written the examination. Yes, he has not appeared for the test. But he was getting dreams as if he got admission and he was already studying in the IIT. See, he was that much passionate. He had a very strong desire to join in the IIT college. Why? Because it was the ultimate aim. So what is meaning of the word ultimate? Ultimate means the greatest or the most important. The most important, or you can say highest. It was the highest aim, the most important aim for any brighter boy at that age. At that age means after finishing the intermediate. It means nearly 16 or 17 years old. At that age, every bright student, every clever and intelligent student's the most important aim, ultimate aim is to study in IIT. It was in the last line of second paragraph, right? It was the ultimate aim. What does the word it refer to? To study in IIT. To get admission in IIT was the ultimate aim for any bright boy. See, in paragraph questions, you will be asked questions like that. So they will give you a line. It was the ultimate aim for any bright boy. What does the word it refer to? You should be able to answer. It refers to get admission or to study in IIT is the ultimate aim, is the most important or the highest, the greatest ambition for any bright boy who finished intermediate. And as it still is today, even today also, as soon as students finish their intermediate course, everybody will give a try in entrance test to get an admission in IIT, right? It is highly desirable college. Everybody wants to study in that college. Even that desire is there for many people nowadays also. Because even still today, IITs stand best colleges to pursue and study engineering course. Okay, next. He was then, it means when he was preparing for the IIT entrance test, his age was just 16 years old. So he was a teenager, we can say like that also, right? Okay, the next paragraph is the D-Day came. He came to Bangalore, stayed with some relatives and appeared for the entrance test. He did very well, but would only say okay when asked. It was the opposite when it came to food. When he said okay, it implied bad. When he said good, it implied okay. When he said excellent, it implies good. His principle was never to hurt anyone. So this was the passage. Let us understand the important elements in the passage. This is the first one, D-Day. So D-Day means a date or a day. A day or a date in which something important is expected to happen. Something important is expected to happen. So understand the word clearly because it is an important word. Many times it will be given in your examination also. What is the D-Day? So you have to remember contextual meaning and inner meaning. There are two meanings for this word. One is as usual meaning of the D-Day. So what is general meaning of D-Day? An important day, simply. An important day in which some important thing is going to happen. Right? So important day. Imagine I am waiting from a long time to attend for my public examinations. And now the public examination day came. That was the D-Day. See, it is just an example for you to understand in a better way. So D-Day means a date in which some important thing is going to occur, is going to happen. So what is important day in Murthy's life? These many days he has been preparing for the examination, IIT entrance test, and that was the D-Day. The day came in which he should write the exam. So here general meaning is a date in which some important or something important thing is expected to happen. What is that something important? That is inner meaning. What does the D-Day refer to? If they ask you question like that, then you have to write what should Murthy do on that particular date. So on that particular date, Murthy should attend his IIT entrance test. That was D-Day in his life. So understand carefully, don't be confused. D-Day meaning an important day in which some important thing is going to happen. So what does the D-Day refer to in that line? In that line, D-Day refer to the examination day in which he should appear for IIT entrance test. So his test center is allotted in Bangalore. He was staying in Mysore, so it is too long. That is why he traveled from Mysore to Bangalore to attend for the examination, to appear for the examination. He stayed at some relative's home that night, and the next day from relative's house he started to attend for the examination at the allocated examination center. So he appeared for the entrance test. It means he attended and he wrote the entrance test. And he did very well. You can find that in the second line of that second paragraph. He did very well. So here he refers to again Murthy. He has given his best performance. But when after the examination, all friends met in front of the examination theater, outside the examination theater, and they were discussing how they wrote the examination. And everybody asked Murthy, hey Murthy, how did you write your exam? How did you do? And what he said? He said, okay. When asked, who asked? His friends, his classmates asked him how he had written the examination. He said just okay. But it doesn't mean that he has given an average performance. He had done very best, very good, but he said okay. So even if he had achieved much more, he will not behave in a proud way. He has written very good, but he doesn't want to tell that, because if he tells like that, they will be hurt, because they might have not written as good as Murthy. So if Murthy says, I have written very well, then definitely they will be hurt. That is why he did not say that. He said, I have written just okay, just good, just average. Because he doesn't want to hurt his friends, his classmates. See, even though he had written excellently, he had given his best performance, he just says okay. Not only that time, even in school days, even in college days, he will give the best out of him every time, but he says only okay, because he doesn't want to hurt his fellow classmates and friends. It is opposite when it comes to food. See, when he has done very good in exam, he won't say, yeah, I have done good. He just says okay. But related to food, if the food is good, he says, oh, it is excellent. See, there is a paragraph about that. It was opposite when it came to food. When he said okay, it implied bad. When he said good, it implied okay. When he said excellent, it implied good. His principle was never to hurt anyone. Have you understood anything from those 3 lines in that last paragraph? Have you understood anything? I will write something here so that it will be very clear. So if you can understand, then that paragraph will be so easy to understand that. See, when he has written very well, he will just say okay, but it is not with food. Imagine Murthy has visited his relative's house or his friend's house, and he had taken meals, he had eaten something, he had eaten a food in his relative's house or in his friend's house. So after finishing the meal, definitely the host will ask the guest, how is the food, right? How is the food? So he has faced that question many times from his friends, from his relatives, well-wishers and neighbors. Whenever he goes to somebody's house for meals to eat food, after eating food, they will ask Murthy how the food is. And he will give a reply like this. When the food he ate is very bad, he doesn't say, you have served me a bad food. He won't say like that. When the food is bad, he says, okay. He won't say, he doesn't say that food is bad. Of course, in fact, it is actually bad. Actually, the food is bad, but he says, okay. This is first situation. If the food is actually okay, it means average, neither good nor bad. If the food is okay, average, then he doesn't say that it is average. He says it is, oh, very good, very nice meals, very good food. And imagine the third case. If the food is really good, he just doesn't say it's good food. He says it is marvelous and excellent food. See, he is increasing the quality of the food even though they are lesser in quality, right? If the food is bad, he is not telling that it is bad. It is okay. If the food is just okay, he is not telling like that. He is telling food is very good. And if the food is actually very good, he is not using that word, he is using another word. Oh, food is very excellent. So he is trying to increase the quality of the food. Even though they are very bad, he is telling in a positive way. He is giving positive replies. Why? The answer is in the last line. Because his principle, his concept was never to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, even if they are elders to him or younger than him. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. That is why even though food is bad, he says okay. But it is opposite when it comes to exam. See, when he says, when he had written exam excellently, he will say good. He won't say, I have written excellently. When he has done exam in a good way, he says, just okay. See, he is decreasing the quality here. But while comparing with food, even though the food is bad, he is giving positive reply. During his academics, even though he had done very best, he is telling that I am not the best. Have you understood the difference? So his performance is different and his opinion about food is different here. Though the foods are bad, he is telling good. And even though he had done good in examination, he is telling that he has done bad because he doesn't want to hurt his friends or neighbors or well-wishers or anybody else. So his principle, his concept was never to hurt. Even we should learn that quality from Narayana Murthy. So even though the food is bad, he can say the truth, he can admit the truth. But if he says that food is bad, then the host, the person who served will be hurt. That is the problem. He doesn't want to hurt anyone else. So that is the meaning of that passage, and let us move on further to the next passage. The IIT entrance results came. See, for the IIT entrance test, he travelled from Mysore to Bangalore, stayed at some relatives' home and then appeared for the test. Again, he came back to Mysore after some days. The entrance results are out. It means results were released by the management, and as usual, as expected, he had passed the IIT entrance test with high rank. He was in much ahead position than his friends. His friends got low ranks, but he passed the entrance test with a high rank and he was filled with happiness. What a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He went to his father. So what a delight, what a happiness. So delight means, I am writing meaning of the word delight. A feeling of extreme pleasure. A feeling of extreme pleasure or joy. So he was very joyful. He was so happy because his hard work paid off. His hard work did not go in vain. His hard work made him successful in the IIT entrance test. He passed with high rank. Now he assured himself that he is going to get admission in IIT. It is almost cinched. It is almost confirmed that he would get admission in IIT, and he wants to share this good news with his father. So he was now going to approach his father to tell this good news. What is that good news? He had passed IIT entrance test with a high rank. So he was thrilled. It means he was so excited to hear that news that he had passed with high rank. Now he immediately went to his father. His father was reading a newspaper at that time, and now conversation has been taking place between son and father. Who was the son? Narayana Murthy, and father is Murthy's father. Name is not given. See, it is kept in quotation marks. Anna, I have passed the exam. So actually he is speaking with his father, right? Then why did he call as Anna? So it doesn't mean that the person with whom he is speaking is his brother. So it doesn't mean that he is not brother. See, Anna is usually referred to father in Malayalam. So you should be very careful with that. So it is a word used to show respect towards elders. I am writing the meaning of the word Anna. A word used to show respect towards elders. Towards elders. See, as he is staying in Mysore, which is a part of Karnataka, especially the people who live in northern Karnataka will call their fathers as Anna. So it is an usual term to give respect to elders. So Anna doesn't mean that he is talking with his brother. So the fact is that he is speaking with his father only. So he is calling as Anna. It means he is giving respect to his father. He is honoring his father by calling as Anna. So Anna means not brother. It is a Malayali word. Okay. Anna, it means father, I have passed the exam. So who is the speaker of that line? Obviously Narayana Murthy, because he passed the exam with high rank. So he shared the news with his father, and I have passed the exam with a high rank. Then immediately, as soon as the father heard the news, he was appreciating. He was applauding the boy. Well done, my boy. You have done a very nice job, very good job. And then immediately, without any delay, he was telling his desire. I want to join IIT. See, third line again, speaker is Murthy, right? Anna, I have passed the exam. I want to join IIT. That is my passion. That is my desire. These many days I worked hard. I strived hard to get admission in IIT, and I want to join IIT. And as soon as he told that, his father stopped reading the newspaper immediately and he lifted his head. It means he was bending down his head and he was reading the newspaper. When he told that he wanted to join IIT, he stopped reading and he lifted his head and he looked straight into his son's face. What's happening now? His father stopped reading the paper. He lifted his head and he looked at the boy. Who was the boy? None other than N.R. Narayana Murthy, and said with a heavy voice, of course, a voice that is filled with grief and sad, even you can say shock. His father was so shocked. Why? It was a pleasure news, right? It was a pleasant news also. It was a good news because his son had passed with a high rank. Isn't that a good news? Then why was he so shocked? Because his son told that he wanted to join in IIT, but he cannot send him to IIT because he should spend much more money on him to make him study in the IIT, but he cannot afford his expenses at IIT. He cannot bear, he cannot tolerate his expenses for his study at IIT. That is the reason. Even though he had passed with high rank, his father was unable to send him to IIT. Even the students who got lesser rank than Narayana Murthy are ready to join in the IIT, but who got higher rank ahead of the other students is not going to IIT because of his family's poor financial background. See what's happening? He was now speaking with his son Murthy with a heavy voice, with a shocking feeling. What is he speaking? My son, you are a bright boy. You are a talented boy, you are an intelligent boy, and you know our financial position. You know our family is a very poor family. I have 5 daughters to be married of. See, it is very 5 daughters to marry gives something odd meaning. 5 daughters to be married of, it means he should perform their marriage. 5 daughters' marriage should be performed by his father alone, because there is no one else to take that responsibility, because everybody is very younger. So it is his responsibility alone to perform the marriage of 5 daughters, and moreover he had other 3 sons. So totally he had 9 children. 5 daughters and 4 sons, and among the 4, Narayana Murthy was one of the sons. So if I spend the whole money on you, then how can I educate your 3 other brothers, and how can I perform marriage of your 5 sisters? You are very talented guy. Don't you think our financial status? Don't you think about our financial background? Don't you know that you are a very intelligent boy, right? So I have 5 daughters to be married of. I have to perform their marriage, and I have 3 other children like you, and I want to make them study. I want to educate them. So I am just a salaried person, and my salary doesn't meet my expenses, my needs. I cannot make both ends meet. It means I am not earning enough salary for our family, so I cannot afford your expenses. See, there is a word afford, which is an important word. Afford means to bear or tolerate. Can he afford or can't he afford? What is the correct statement? Can his father afford the expenses? No. He is telling that he could not afford, he could not bear, he could not able to spend money for his studies at IIT. So my dear son, I am just a salaried person. I am the single earning member in our family. Total family, our family is a large family, and each and every family member is dependent on me. So I cannot spend whole money for yourself. So please be quiet and quit that decision. You are not supposed to join in IIT. Instead of IIT, you can join in our town Mysore itself. See, I cannot bear your expenses at IIT. I cannot tolerate it. I could not be able to spend money for your education at IIT. You can stay in Mysore. He is giving an alternate option for Murthy. I can't able to send you to IIT, but you can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want. You can study anything of your choice, anything that you wish. I won't stop you, but I cannot bear your expenses. I cannot afford your expenses to study in IIT. So this was the thing that the father told his son. So what will be his feeling now? Even though he had passed with high rank, he was unable to join in IIT. His father rejected him. His father could not send him to join in IIT. But his fellow students, his classmates were going to IIT. What would be his feelings? See, he instructed them. He was guide for them. He explained the lessons for them. They are going, but he was not going. What a drastic situation it is. How difficult for him the news is to digest, right? He could not digest that news. But you know what? How he reacted? He didn't get angry with his father. See, that was a great attitude, right? His life desire, his life ambition has been totally destroyed. He came very near to fulfill his dream. He came so close, but it became so far. But even though his father could not send him to IIT, he did not get angry over his father. So that quality sounds really great, right? So we should acquire such type of qualities. Then only we will be called as matured guys or matured personalities. That is called personality development, to prepare our mind to face anything. Our theme of first unit is personality development, right? See, even though he passed, his father told that, my dear son, I am telling a big no. You cannot join in IIT because I cannot afford your expenses. I cannot be able to spend much money for your education at IIT. Please quit that decision and join in Mysore and study as much as you want. So what would you do if you were in place of Narayana Murthy? This will be a home task for you. Just think of your feelings. If you are in place of Narayan Murthy, how do you feel? What will be your reaction when your father says no to you, even though you have passed the IIT entrance test with a high rank? Okay, let us continue in the next part. Until then, just go through the lesson once, twice, thrice, identify the verbs of this lesson and write 3 forms at the end of your notes, backside of your notes. So hopefully, let us meet in the next class.